Hello everyone, this is Ashley here at the Speedway Public Library, and today we are going to be making a coaster with geometric paint shapes. So to do this, you're going to need some paintbrushes. I'm using some foam ones here. You're going to need some tape. Washi is preferred simply because it has a low level of stickiness and it won't tear the material of the cork off. And then you're going to need the paint colors you want. So I'm going to be using this kind of lilac, a gray, and a blue called Mountain Blue. And then you're going to need your coaster. I'm going to be just using a simple cork coaster, but you could also use a ceramic, like a square coaster, or, a stone coaster. Really up to you. This is just what I have on hand. So to start, you're going to want to make your geometric shapes with your washi tape. They can be completely random if you'd like, or they can be structured and you can divide it up equally. It's all depends on what you'd like. So I'm just going to make some fun kind of triangular type shapes. The washi tape that I have is pretty thin, so I am actually going to double it up side by side to kind of make a thicker line. Kind of like this. There we go. And then I'm going to continue by making those shapes. I'm making more lines and shapes. So I think this next one I'm going to place let's do right here. I'm just wrapping the washi tape around. Like I said, it very easily comes off. And I am going to make it thicker as well by adding another piece. So the open areas where the cork is, that is where you are going to be painting. So there's not going to be any paint where we're putting that washi tape down. So I think that's all I'm going to do. You are, of course, more than welcome to add more or even less. That is, like I said, up to you. And I'm going to take my first color. Let's see. How about, let's go with the purple. And because I like this purple the best, it's going to actually take up this bigger square, or this bigger shape for me. I'm going to put a little bit on my brush and start to paint that. Now, as long as that washi tape is down, you should be okay to kind of just go right over it. If you get a little, that gets under, that's perfectly fine. It is perfectly okay to make mistakes with crafts. Or if you want, you can always just remake it. I'm just going to paint all around. There we go. So now usually I would probably just use one paintbrush and rinse it. But since I'm standing here with the video, I'm just going to go ahead and set it aside and I will rinse it when I am done. So after you have the first color down, you want to go ahead and grab a second color. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm only going to be using these 3 colors in one of the sections each, which means I'm going to be leaving one section open. Again, just to make it random. So I'm probably going to keep this one open. So I think I'm going to use this blue up here in this top section. So again, a little bit of paint. And of course, there are easier ways to get paint on your paintbrush. I'm just trying not to squeeze too much into a container and waste any. Let's see, well, there we go. And you're going to layer that paint on there as well. All right, now we have 2 that are painted. And we are going to go to the last color, which, like I said, I'm just going to put right here. I'm going to use this gray. Ooh, I'm actually going to mix and shake this gray real quick. It was a little watery when I opened it. Must have been sitting on my shelf a little longer than the others. It's still kind of thin. That's okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and just paint that one on the last section. A little bit more. There we go. Oh. Almost done. Try to get those little areas there. There we go. Alrighty. And now we have our finished painted piece. And of course, we don't want to keep this washi tape on there. That does not look good. So we're going to dry it just a little. So I'm just going to fan it. We just kind of want those edges dried, which I am going to go ahead. I see a little extra paint on top of the tape here. I'm just going to kind of take some of that off. There we go. Fan it just a little bit more. I'm just wanting those edges around the tape to dry just a little bit. That way when I pull that tape up, it doesn't seep into those spaces. All right. And let's see what we have. So I'm going to grab right here, because this one's on top, and pull that off. Looks nice. And same with this one. Slightly pull it off. And there we go. And now we have our painted geometric coaster. Now, what's fun is if you have more than just one coaster, you can do a whole collection of these and just kind of mix up where you put the tape, mix up where you put the colors. You could do a collection with the same colors or ones that are all different. Again, completely up to you. All right, that is our craft for today. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you next week.